My brothers and sisters in Christ, in today's gospel we hear shocking words from Jesus, who seems to advocate for division and conflict. He speaks of the fire with which he wants creation to be baptized, how he wishes it were already blazing, and how this will bring about conflict. He brings not peace but the sword of this division even amongst families. And what he's referring here to is the fact that the truth itself, revelation of truth, inherently causes division. And that is because it forces one to make a stand. That for those that cling to truth, there will inherently be conflict with those who cling to falsehood. This, I think, has applications for us in today's world, we find, not just when it comes to the practice or the tenets of our Christian faith, but as Christians in the world, when we look at the climate and society and politics, whatever it may be. And we see that there's tensions that have two possible extremes. On one end is both a relativism and at times a syncretism, as we can call it, where by watering down truth, you make a false peace by just making everything okay. As long as nothing is called out as wrong or as no one is rejected for anything they do, then we can all get along as long as we just say, you're okay, I'm okay, everyone's okay. And it's presented as this false way to peace. And of course, that's not peace, that's just falsehood. So you can get this syncretism that comes to mix, whether it's our Christian faith or different ideas, religions, cultures, and you make it to something that you can't even recognize. So that's an error to one extreme, is to create a false peace by just watering everything down. And then you see, on the other hand, this extreme zealotry of looking for purity tests and everything. And you see this in movements and people even on the same side devouring their own, of testing everyone to see if you pass all the right tests and you hold the exact same beliefs with the same level of conviction that I do, or else you're bad. And this is picking fights, essentially creating conflicts where conflicts are not needed. This latter is not what Jesus is talking about, but he is also rejecting the former. And so this false peace of the world in which we all get along because we just agree that everything's okay is not the gospel. Jesus instead comes to bring the fullness of truth, and that truth can grant life to those who accept it, and it will inherently bring conflict with those who reject it. This kind of conflict is inevitable, and it's not that Jesus wants conflict between peoples, but if this is the basis of conflict, yes, it's worth it. To be in the truth, to stand with firm conviction for that which is right, is worth pursuing. On the other hand, picking fights for the sake of picking fights, to just constantly look for cause for division where it's not needed, is of the enemy. This is a sin against charity. Am I more concerned about truth, or am I more concerned about being right? Those aren't the same thing. If I'm committed to pursuit of truth, that will bring me to humility and lead me to not seek conflict for the sake of conflict. But if I'm constantly in the pride of looking to be right, then I will find conflict with everyone around me that is wrong, or at least less right than I am. And so, brothers and sisters, truth does have its consequences, and the Lord comes to set the world on fire, and thus the gospel does bring about conflict in our midst. But let's make sure that when it comes our way, it's for the right reasons, because even in the midst of that type of conflict, we can find the peace of dwelling in Christ. May God bless you all.